Yeah, Andrew, the team and the fans are definitely very upset with already having their second loss in the season.
That's right. The offense and the defense surely have a lot to work on this week.
Well, the list seems to be piling up about what Iowa football isn't doing to win games. And on that list is some of the offensive struggles. Taylor Brooks takes us through them in the loss against Northwestern.
It didn't happen once. It didn't happen twice. But instead, quarterback C.J. Beathard was sacked 6 different times against Northwestern.
It's frustrating, especially on, like I said, an execution level. It's hard to execute plays when, your quarterback is getting sacked. That's never a good thing, obviously. Just something that we obviously need to fix. You can't win games with that happening.
There was a loss of 42 total yards because of the sacks. And the reason for them? A little bit of everything.
I think it's a little bit of everything, quite frankly. Our protection has not always been what it needs to be. Sometimes it looks like there's nothing happening. There's no rhythm or tempo to it, and, we're holding the ball back there, and that's not a good thing either.
It's the penalties, it's the negative yardage plays, especially on offense, that are really getting us, in trouble.
You can't just pinpoint that on one position group or one person. It's us as a whole. It's receivers getting open. It's the line blocking. CJ making good decisions. You can't just put that on one person or one group. It's all of us.
We just got to play better team football as a whole. There's no reason to point at any spot because right now we're just not playing well enough at any aspect of our game.
Another concern is the constant 3-and-outs by the offense. Then when third down comes around, it's long yardage plays.
The other thing we can do is try to help ourselves not be in the 3rd and longs, the 3rd and 7, 8s and pluses, those types of things. And some of that ties into the penalty stuff again.
When there's a good team, it's when both sides of the ball complement each other. And the defense is playing hard, and they're getting stops, but then we're going 3 and out. So I think it's on us as an offense. We need to get better.
I think it's safe to say at this point we just aren't seeing the C.J. Beathard that we saw last season. Where's the diving into the end zone play like at Indiana? Well, that guy better be somewhere still because this team needs him more than ever right now. Reporting inside Kinnick Stadium, this has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Beathard isn't the only one who needs to do a little soul searching. The whole team needs to at this point because the grind doesn't stop as Minnesota is next on the list.
We'll have updates tomorrow on what the team is doing to prepare for Minnesota this weekend.
Another team that will face Minnesota soon is women's soccer, and the team has added quite a bit of new faces to the roster. But one in particular stands out amongst the freshman class.
Iowa Hawkeyes freshman soccer player Natalie Winters hasn't always associated herself with soccer. In high school, Winters was the starting point guard all 4 years for her school's basketball team. She decided to follow her heart and play the game she loved the most.
I think I always played basketball more for my parents instead of me. I mean, I liked it and stuff, but I think I really like soccer just a lot more.
One of the people Winters looked up to is 2-time Olympic gold medalist Carly Lloyd, who has history for being a great soccer player.
I really look up to Carly Lloyd. She's a really good attacker and stuff, and she's a good role model for kids and stuff.
Winters has 2 sisters, Lindsay and Rachel, who have both played soccer, and her mother Julie, who played basketball in college.
I would probably say my sisters because, we all played basketball and soccer, but I always looked up to them. They were always my role models and stuff.
And your mom too? She played basketball as well?
Yeah, my mom played basketball, so they kind of influenced us all to be athletic and stuff.
With Winters' mother and sister both attending college in her hometown of Michigan, it seemed like the choice was obvious for Natalie, but Iowa was just too hard to pass up.
I really like the atmosphere here and the town and the school and stuff, so I just really like it here. Everyone's very nice and genuine, so.
Even though she didn't play on her junior and senior year of high school, Natalie Winters hasn't backed down on the field and actually has earned a starting spot on the team. She is very optimistic and is ready for the next 3 years of being a Hawkeye.
I think I just always want to come out and compete and give it my all. I don't want to leave the field feeling like I didn't do my best and stuff.
Reporting from the Iowa Soccer Complex, this has been Zachary Lohman with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Even though this is her first year with the Hawkeyes, Natalie has the right mindset and attitude to become a great asset for the team in the future. And speaking of the future, I took a look to see how the women's softball team is preparing for fall ball. The softball team began their fall season on September 16th when they opened up with a win against DMAC. Now they're focused on forgetting about their previous season and moving to what they need to work on to be ready for the spring.
I'd like to wipe the last season out of the way and we start fresh every year. The biggest thing is we got to work the process, and the process will lead to outcomes. And if we're too concerned about the end result, we never take care of the the beginning, the middle, before we get to the end. And if we're not present, it doesn't really matter.
Fall, we're working really hard this year because last season obviously didn't go as we planned. I mean, it's more, you got to get out to the field more. You got to put in that extra work, not just what you're doing at practice, because everyone else is doing that. So we're just trying to put in the extra work this year and get better.
Overall, as a team, we're working on some of the things we had wrong last year. Obviously, it didn't go very well, but we have people moving around for different positions just to see where everybody will fall, getting ready for the fall ball and as well as the regular season. So definitely works on communication and making sure everybody on the field knows what everyone else is doing so that we can be a better cohesive team.
The team then went on to their next game and had a bit of a different outcome, losing to Kirkwood Community College.
We didn't follow our game plan. We didn't execute what we wanted to do. So we just need to have our game plan and stick to it. Don't do your own thing. Just do our game plan and then it will work.
We got to get better, and we get the opportunity to. The nice thing is we haven't peaked yet, and as a coach, I like that because we have time. We don't need to peak until we get into the spring. We were able to see things that we need to work on, and if we're great right now, it's going to be a long year. So the best thing is we get to be better every day.
This past weekend, the Hawkeyes played in the Big Four tournament and went 2-1. Now it's all about the finishing touches to prepare for the spring. Reporting for Hawkeye Softball, this has been Mary Kate Harrian, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The softball team has their black and gold scrimmage Friday night at 5 p.m. here in Iowa City, and then it's on to getting ready for their season.
Tune in tomorrow for the latest on Iowa football, volleyball, and baseball.
Andrew, back to you.